Hello guys, a new Kubernetes tutorial today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like or comment video. So we will just launch some pods today, delete pods and discover the command line. So before that, just some words about how to create a pod from scratch with Kubernetes. Of course, to have a pod we need to have image, so you can pull an image, but this is not the good way. But you can write a manifest, so we will see it in another video. And in this video we just discover the kubectl command line about kubectl run. This is a specific and dedicated argument to run a pod and create a pod directly in the command line. So if you want, you can of course use the documentation, so we'll see it later, and or to create a pod you can just use some command lines with -- dry run option, we'll see it later again, to create a pod manifest directly with the command line, but that command line just generate a manifest, and we can after that just edit or change some stuff into this manifest to push it again to our Kubernetes cluster. And if you want, you have a great command line named kubectl explain. So this is an argument for kubectl CLI binary. So the kubectl explain provides you a documentation, a dynamic documentation about Kubernetes and the API server. So for example, you can just run kubectl explain pod, and we see some element about how to create a pod. So we'll see it later again. Today, just we go through to the Kubernetes command line with the kubectl to create some pods with the kubectl run. So kubectl run just take as an argument the pod name, and after that -- image, and you need to specify which image you need to use. For example, you can see here kubectl run nginx to name the pod nginx, -- image and equal nginx to just launch a pod into our Kubernetes cluster. So we can do it directly. So now some element about the command line. Just before, we can just check kubectl get pods to list all the pods into the default namespace. So namespace, what is namespace? Namespaces are just some box, and this box is just to store some resources like pods, services, deployments, replica sets, etc. But all element into a namespace can be spawned in another namespace, but this depends about what we saw before with the kubectl API resources. Like here, you can see we have some namespaced resource, and other resource can be no need to be namespaced. So when a resource is namespaced, that means only that you can spawn the same resource with the same name in different namespace. For example, if you have a namespace for the production and a namespace for the pre-production, you can spawn, for example, the pod P1 in the pre-production, and if you want to push the same pod in production, you can do it with the same argument, same manifest. So in our case, we want to run a pod. So we just need to create the pod name nginx -- image and the nginx image. By default, this is the latest, so we don't care about the tag, but we can add it if you want, like here. And now you can see the output of this command. So we have just created a pod named nginx. So if we run again the kubectl get pods. Now we have a pod named Nginx. Remember that we can use the -O and the wide option to have more information about a resource. In our case, this is about pods, and you can see here that we have the IP of the pod. So this is why we need to discover this IP, because we can run a curl on this IP directly, and we have our Nginx and the output of the default page, default index.html about our Nginx. Okay, and how to delete this pod? So you can just run kubectl get pod to be sure which pod do you want to remove, and after that kubectl again, delete, and the resource again, so pod, and the name of this resource Nginx. Okay, so that takes a few seconds, and just after that we have a message to say, okay, Nginx pod are being deleted, and okay, so now we can just run again kubectl get pod, and we don't have any pods into it. If you want, you can, for example, you can override the entry point like you can do it with Docker, and to do that with the kubectl run here, you can use a -- command. This is an optional argument option, because you can use directly -- like here, but we can use -- command to specify that we want to override the command, and -- after that, this is just a separator to specify after that a command, for example sleep for 10 seconds, and if we do that, sorry, not with, we are in English here, and if we do that, we can just run just after kubectl get pod, and now we have our pod, and the status is running, but we are under 10 seconds, and just after 10 seconds, what we have a restart. So we didn't see that before, like here, for example, when the first process into our container is the Nginx, after 60 seconds, no error, no restart, nothing. But with the sleep, we have a restart. What does it mean? It means that when the main process about our container, for the Nginx container, but with the process sleep for 10 seconds, after the 10 seconds, what we have just a container with a status completed, and the pod have a specific policy to restart, and in some case we can restart ever and ever to be sure to have a status to running. So if the status is completed, Kubernetes discovers the status to completed and want to have a status for running, and restart the pod to be sure to have the status running. How we can control that? We can control that with a kubectl get pod on our Nginx container and -o YAML, and when we do that, we can check, we have a specific parameter for our container, so we have our list of containers. We'll see that in another video in details, but we have the list of containers, so we have the pod, we have the specification of each container, so we have only one container. We can see that we have a command line based on a sleep for 10 seconds, and after that, what we have the pod policy. So I think, so here we have the pod policy to set to restart policy to always. So this is that means when Kubernetes checks the status and want to have a running status, when Kubernetes discovers the completed status, restart, because it just want to have a status set to running. So we can change it, of course. How to change it? We need to patch the pod and this particular specification, so the restart policy. So to do that, we can just, for example, delete the pod. So kubectl delete again, delete pods named Nginx, okay. And after that, what we want to do, we want to run again this command. And after, for example, the image, but just we want to just add the -- overrides and equal. And now we can just override a specific parameter like we saw into the output, the YAML output. So for example, we want, we know that we are in the spec key, so for specifications, so we just want to go through spec, and after that we want to change the restart policy. So restart policy is just another key here, and we want to set the restart policy, so yes, equal, so not equal because we are in the YAML format, just on failure, so on failure. And that means for Kubernetes, we just want to restart the pod only when we have a status in error. So completed is not a status in error. So Kubernetes don't care about the completed status. So if we run it again, so JSON, yeah, so I need to check. We have a spec. Okay. Ah yes. I need to close here 1 and 2. Okay. So we have our new pod with kubectl get pod again. We have a status in running, but only for 6 seconds. And now we have 12 seconds, and it seems to be okay. And now you can see the sleep for 10 seconds is just ended, and after that we have the completed status, and we keep the completed status and no restart. That means that Kubernetes doesn't care about the status when it is completed, and don't try to restart our pod. Okay. What we can do again, for example, we can open, so we can just delete our previous pod and run it again as Nginx as main process. So so to do it, I can just search like here. So we run it again. We can check the kubectl get pod again. So we have our pod. We can just gather the IP. So we have our IP here. And now what we want to do, I just open a second terminal and I will connect again on our server, virtual server, to be sure to have an access to our Kubernetes cluster. And after that, so we have only one Kubernetes pod here. And after that, what I want to do, I want to run a kubectl run again. And I want to create a pod, for example, named debug. And I use a terminal, an interactive terminal for TI. This is exactly when you use Docker exec. This is exactly the same thing like Docker exec with TI option. You can just after that have an access in the pod with a terminal, and you can use it as you are in the pod. So we want to run a specific image. For example, in our case, we want to use a Debian. So so Debian image, and we want to run, so we can bypass the dash command option to directly pass dash space bash, and now Kubernetes download the image, the Debian image, and now after that we are in the pod. I think, yes, we are in the pod now. So what we can do, we can just check. This is why I named this pod debug. We can just directly check with a curl. I don't know, so we don't have curl, so we need to apt update update, and after that I can install, for example, curl. So apt install -y curl, and I can check if as this pod I can send a curl and I have an access to the first pod, and it works, it's cool. This pod even has an IP, so I can check it at install if config, maybe, no, yes, no. Well, it's not a problem. So we can just, for example, check with the ping. Yes, we need to install ping again at install IP utils ping, I think, if I remember well, yes, and I can ping again the same pod. So it's cool. And if I check our pod list again, like here, we have two pods, the debug and the Nginx pod. And if we check the IP, just to discover that, we have, of course, two IPs and two different IPs, but in the same CIDR. So this is the range of our IP. So we can delete all pods. So to do that, we can just delete it one by one, but we will see how to delete all pods in one command, and debug the debug pod here. So I can just exit this one. Yes, it's better. And that's it for today. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this video to not miss the next one. Comment and like this, and see you in the next one. Bye.